Hi everyone, we are live. Today I'm going to show you how fast the X1000 is booting, but I'm not going to show you the normal way. I will show you what is happening in the background from the serial port, because I know many of you do not have a serial cable or way to look at this stuff. And many people are wondering why their system is booting slowly. So I wanna now try to explain that, or try to give you some hints about what you can do about that. So let's continue. I have set up my putty session. I'm using COM port 6 because when you plug things in out of the computer, it sometimes changes to the wrong one. Let's connect it. There's a blackout output window because we are currently nothing is happening on the X1000 because it is already booted. So do a reboot now. This is the POS installation. It scans all the different hardware and doing the POS scan. So the last thing it does is DVE, as you can see, the monitor. So it hasn't started booting yet, it just checked the hardware. Now it does the PC scanning very fast. It's not a problem. What you can see now is that it does the IDE, the CD-ROM, the USB ports, and then it actually is on the menu. So what is taking time here is mostly scanning the USB ports and the hard drives and CD. So if you're having problems with your system, I would suggest you check your hard drive, your CD-ROM, and make sure that you don't have things connected in the USB ports that make it slow to boot. So it does scan all the USB ports, but it will not actually use any of those ports. It will use one particular USB port for keyboard, and everything else it will ignore. So that's a bit silly, but that's how it is. Okay. So now it has actually booted to AmigaOS, or it is continuing booting from AmigaOS. So this is the last thing we will see here from here. So take a copy of the log, because Putter will sometimes reset the log, and we don't want to do that. So let's see here. We should be able to copy to clipboard. So this is the log. POS stuff, as you remember, takes a long time here. So I would assume that the boot time will depend on the graphic card you have plugged into your system. If you have a slow system, it might be this that is causing it to be slow. And you can see here who the people have actually worked on this. Is the Freedom. So it's probably Hans-Jørgen and Thomas Frieden. So this is Hans-Jørgen H. And the corporation that has made the changes. And when they did that, to 2010. So initiation of the PSU slot, the GPU, the graphic cards, VGA. Okay, so you have the boundary, the resolution is frame buffer, safeguard, EDA, hard drives. If you remember, this one was taking a bit of time. It will depend on your hard drive, how fast this goes. And this part was also taking a bit time. It will also depend on how many USB things you are connected. So if you have lots of things connected to the USB port, it will be slow. Okay. Also, you have to make sure that it's connected to the correct port, because if it doesn't find anything on those ports it expects to find something on, it will boot slower. Okay. So this part was very fast, so this we can fast. And yes, there. This is the boot menu. You have to check the menu boot delay if it gets stuck here very long, so you can change that in the CFA. So another thing that would actually make it slow is stuff connected to the PLC slots. What else? Yeah. So during boot it will always send stuff to the RS232 port. You could change the speed of the, so you can have input, you have input, you have different bound rates depending on your configuration in the console. It will be actually slower, so keep a high bound rate. So you have the speed here. If you have very slow serial port, serial output, Okay, so make sure that RS232 port is not slow. That's also something you can set in CFA. So this is the main things you can do. Bound rate, stuff connected to PC slot, your choice of hard drives, the stuff you're connected to the USB ports, and the boot delay. This is the stuff you can actually do anything about here, and I would suggest you go over those things. I would also suggest you get the RS232 port on your X1000 if you do not have one, because it is very useful. I see people complaining about system freezes, they're complaining about things they don't understand. I suggest if you have a serial port, you can actually get crash logs and stuff for the developers who are working on the programs you have experienced problems with. It's not AmigaOS to blame because you're running a program that is bad. It's not. There won't be an update to the AmigaOS that will fix any of the bad programs. That's not how it works. If you have a bad program, the program has to be fixed, not the OS. Sorry. It won't help complaining about web browsers that sucks. Sorry, Castle. But they have your program suck. It crashes, so people experience problems with it. But yeah, it's sadly I would love to fix the web browser, but I can't even get it compiling on the system because you have to use a cross compiler. I have no idea how to set up the cross compiler or do the stuff that is required to compile it, and yeah, and that's also very time consuming. Sorry, I love to have the time to do it, but and I probably could fix a few of those problems like I did it for MPlayer. It's just so some of the problems with Odyssey is basically it's threading. In AmigaOS we don't have real threads, we have processes, so you actually start two programs, they do share memory. So if you have one program started from the main program, it shares memory with the main program. So if the main program exits, the memory that the main program was using is freed up, and the processes that was started from the main program will crash, because now the memory that those programs share are no longer there. This is basic. Yeah, you can say they shouldn't free up the memory, they shouldn't do all that stuff, but it isn't the OS that frees up the memory. It is the main program that frees the memory. It's the main program that close all the devices, close all the libraries. It's the system libraries, those routines that those programs processes need to access graphics, different things. So when they close, then those child processes or sub processes would not be able to do what they want to, or designed to do, access the operating system. So it's not the operating's fault that this happens. It is basically the main program not waiting for the sub processes to close, and that's where the main problem is with the web browser. So what could you expect when that happens? Well, a lot of things can go really bad when you start peeking and poking into memory that was now freed, and basically any program can take that memory and use it for something else. It can be any part of the system, any part of any program that can use that memory now. It's freed up. It's you have two types of memory. You have the public memory and the private memory, and both public and both private memory has to be share memory space. So those addresses any program can use them. When they are freed, they are freed. They are available for any program to use. That's it. So yeah, and at that point it's too late, really. Amiga OS 4 has memory protection, but it's not perfect. It's you're complaining about like a few DSE or errors or data interrupts, which is data interrupt means that the program is writing outside the allocated memory, so it's a program bug, really. That's so if you are say you need this memory, and you get this memory and you're starting to write outside of that memory, then you get the DSE error. So this is yeah, you know it. That's not a good idea. Do not write outside the space you're allocated. It's like parking in the parking lot. You park and not caring that other cars are parked in that parking lot or parking place. So you just run into the car and push it away. That's how you you can't put more cars than one car in the parking lot. Sorry, you have to make sure that there are space to park your car, and that's how it works. It's like filling up a hotel, and you get double booking on one of the hotel rooms. Nobody likes that. So the same thing for operating system. It's pretty simple stuff. Don't do it. Sorry, it's bugs. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it, and I hope the bugs and problems in those programs are fixed, and I hope this was something you learned a bit of things about how the X1000 boots, and maybe you can solve some of your problems. Bye bye.